What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And it is August 4th. It's 2 days after uh, the comp out at Preston Island, which didn't turn out to be a comp. Unfortunately, there was some things, and I decided to not have it as a comp. We just had it as a fun day. So a bunch of people did still show up, but there was a lot of, I guess, I don't know how it happened where he decided to do it that way, but doesn't matter. Went out, had some fun, good time. Um, Broke the 10-3 finally. Well, for the second time. The last time that I broke it, it was the rear axle. This time, I broke the front axle, the actual housing. I didn't snap an axle; it's just the housing. They're plastic, so no big deal. But that's the only two things that I broke on that truck since I got it. And the kits for those, when they was first released, been like what, 5-6 years ago, something like that. Anyways, good time. Ran the Red Cat for a little bit. Took Fool's Gold out there and got a little bit more testing on the OT6 tires. That was good. That was awesome. So we did kind of just have a group of us go out with our scale trucks, our trail trucks, and we ran together. Then when I broke the 10-3, I went back and got the Red Cat and went back out with the scale guys and was running around with them. Much bigger truck, but it still followed right along with some of them other guys. And then come back and got the Fool's Gold out and a couple of the other folks out that was out there. Actually, Bo and his wife from DCUA, who actually was putting on the event in the first place, they were out there. So just to represent that, we're here. So we all went out and did a little follow the leader with the pro trucks, and did pretty good until I busted my ass. Yeah, old man went down. Wasn't bad, but it still hurts, and I'm really paying for it now. It's 2 days later, and I am just sore. And I didn't really go down that bad. I just skinned up my shin just a little bit, and I slipped on a loose rock, and it shifted, and my foot went underneath it. And when my other foot came off the rock, it shifted back over and raked down the front of my shin, and yeah, it hurts. When you get old, it stays hurting for a little while. But that's not what we're here for today. What we're here for today is to go through and do an inventory on our next build series. That is the Associated TC3 that I've had for a while, and I'm finally just now starting to get around to it. I still don't have a body for it, even though it's supposed to come with a body. When I was looking through this kit when I first got it, what, 2 years ago now, probably, somebody had swapped out the body in this kit for another one. So this kit was supposed to come with the Dodge Stratus body, which is the Racer Kit 3011. They switched it out for the Honda body, which I think is the 3010 kit. Same chassis. That's all this. Those are all just the same chassis, same Racer Kit chassis. It was just the different bodies. But anyways, let's get into this and take a little inventory. Let you see what's going on with this. It's actually pretty cool that this is a car that's this old, and even though the box is open, the seal is broken. If the seal wasn't broken, we wouldn't be building this. It would stay the way that it is. But the seal was broken several years ago, and who I got it off of put the control arms on the pan. That's it. all I put on there. But I'll be pulling those back off for the build series because I have some rare hinge pins to put in there anyways. And you'll see those two here in just a second. So let's get into this. Check it out. Okay. See if this works. Still fiddling around with my minimal amount of filming gear here. I got a big old tripod out there in the truck that I'm trying to figure out some adapters for so I can put these clips and mounts in my gimbal onto a more professional tripod so it can actually sit behind me and look over my head. But anyways, here we go. Here we are here. This is the kit that it's supposed to be. This guy here. Nice. And it is just, it's not a team kit or anything like that, but it's supposed to have that Dodge Stratus body in it, and it doesn't. It's got that Honda body in it. So, get this open. You don't see that yet. You don't get to see that yet. But check this out. I put the tires together a while ago, but these are the original tires for the kit. The whole kit is completely original. Everything is totally here, but I didn't realize how soft these old wheels were. Look at this. Look how much flex there is in these old wheels. But as you can see, it's just a, what do they call these? A V-Rage or something like that? I can't remember what the name was for these, but yeah, it's still with the little green foams that come with them. They're not glued yet. I ain't gonna worry about doing those. I have some tires that I've already ordered that have already been pre-glued, and they are like a spec tire to run them on. Oh, nope. You're not gonna get to see that. You're not seeing that yet either. You get to see that stuff later. Fresh bumper, completely, well, with cat hair. How did I get in the box? Nice, fresh, nice little piece of cat hair in there. Bumper foam, super cool stock. Let me see, which end of this is open? This is the open end. An original Honda body. These didn't have the film on them, so you had to be careful when you was painting them not to get overspray on the outside. But, yep. Got the wing back here molded into it. Got your little side downs. They're in the wheel well here. You got to make sure that you don't destroy those when you're cutting everything out. And that's some 20-year-old plastic right there. Look how clean that is. So good. Ooh, that's super thin over here, too. Look at this. Yeah, real thin down here on the bottom edges. Technology wasn't quite there with this stuff, but it was there enough. So, get that baby back in the bag. I will paint this one, but I'm not really concerned with this body. That over there so we can just put stuff in it. Because I do want the Stratus body, and I think that I might have found somebody. And some of you guys that back in the day, if you remember a certain somebody who used to paint bodies and had his name on there with Andy's. He's still doing it. He's still painting bodies. And I managed somehow to get a hold of him. That was really cool. And we've been discussing, and I think he's got some Dodge Stratus bodies to build. And going to paint me up one that's with this paint scheme, which is going to be super awesome. I don't have any of the livery stickers for the body, but he said that he can paint it up where the headlights and all that stuff look right. So anyways, here's all that the guy that I got it from, bought this from a guy in Canada. This is all he's done. He just got the control arms on here, the steering rack. These were so nice because they went straight across. They don't mess with much of anything. But yeah, no scratches at all. This one here actually is not as old as an original, because these were released in '99 originally, and they did not have these little nubs right here. They put those on later, onto the later chassis, for the droop screw to set. Droop screws will still work on the original chassis, but they just sit down. I think the plate's just a little bit wider right here, so they narrowed this up just a little bit. Maybe I'd have to get my other one out to look, but that's fine. No big deal. So, all right, look at this. Here's your book. Yeah, here you go. Here it is here. There's the Honda, Dodge Stratus, Alfa Romeo. I have that body up there also on the other car. The truck, I would love to try and find one of these truck bodies. Chrysler 300 and the Mercedes. Those are all the main kits that they did, other than the team kits that didn't come with the body. This, look how clean this book is. Oh, check this out. This is cool. Look at this. Originals. Original Associated TC3 stickers. Never been cut. This being preserved in the book. Awesome. Love it. Yeah, this is going to be fun. And I hope you guys will enjoy it too. Because I know I am. I know I'm going to. Window mouse. All the delivery for the Honda body. At least I have that. Antenna tube. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I do. I do have a receiver, an old original receiver that came with my Futaba radio. That I'll be putting in there, so it'll have the antenna tube. It'll all be proper. It'll look right when you get it all fired up. It'll have the antenna tube coming out the center of the windshield, the whole bit. You know, that for presentation they don't do that, but usually the antenna tube will come right out of the center of the top of the windshield. So we'll get into some of this stuff. I grabbed a bunch of stuff that was in another parts car that I got. So we won't worry about going through that. But I did want to get this out because it's kind of really cool, some of this nostalgic stuff there anyways. Parma made a bumper for these, and this thing is rock freaking hard. These things are so hard, which makes it easier to trim, so it's not going to really give and flex on you. But I might put that one on. But anyways, I'm going to show you sealed bag. There's bag H. That's your motor mount, your battery strap, some two-sided tape, servo horns, all that kind of goodies in there, servo mounts. Here's your hubs, bag E, still sealed. See, there's the staples right there. Still sealed in the bag. All your hardware, your shims for in between your bearings. So good. Some grease for the CVs. Your little addendum. And this is the difference between the version 2, as it says right up here, version 2, and the version 1, the standards. The standards only had a single shock hole in the arm. Version 2 went to a second shock hole in the arm. So that was really the only difference as far as any of that goes. Same with the front and the back. So they all fit because it's still the TC3 chassis, still the TC3 platform. So you could mix and match if you needed more adjustment for your shocks in the front or for shocks in the rear. You know, you could mix the arms up so it would actually work, which was actually pretty cool because it all was still set up the same way. Body posts. What is this? Bag blue marker? I don't know. But it doesn't matter. You know what it is. It's your body post. Bag F. You got your turnbuckles, all your cups, your chassis stiffener braces, the chassis braces, shock towers, and the foams. The foams are not yellowed because they're still sealed in the bag, so they still look really, really good, which I never put the dang things on. I never put them on back in the day. It was just something that would just crumble away and just make a mess everywhere, so we never did put them on. Those things are probably going to turn into dust as soon as they hit the air, too. Oh, let's see here. Oh, these are going to be interesting for you guys to see, because these are the shocks. This is the whole shock kit. Some 30 weight oil, and this whole seal pack system that they had for these things. These are the stock ones where you have to use the spacers to set your ride height. You don't have just the thumb screw on your aluminum bodies. I do have a couple of those, and I think I need to find me some more. But these are what they look like. The original style blue threaded bodies. But in the parts, when you get some stuff in parts, I only got one color. Can't use these. Only got one color. But I did get a bunch of spare. There is a bunch of really good spare parts in there, and there's one real special one that I want to show you. I don't know if I put it back in here or if I left it in the bag. We'll find it. We'll find it. All the kits came with a ride height gauge. So this is basically, you're setting your chassis on here and you're setting your arm up on the steps so that you can check, and they're in millimeter steps so that you can set the droop for like out here on the flat 0, 1, 2, out here for be like asphalt, concrete type stuff, and then you start getting real low and using a stiffer spring, so you should be running carpet, stuff like that. The car was super versatile. Anyways, so we didn't have that much. Hinge pins, original hinge pins. Bag's a little rusty from the pack and all that will usually stay on them things. So then there's differential kit, front and rear, aluminum center driveline, the old Associated black stuff grease, and your Associated differential grease to clear stuff. There's your spur gear. And all those little ball bearings. And we go in the diff ring, in your on your thrust screw, all that stuff. So it's gonna be fun. Oh, yep, here it is. I did leave it in here. These are an absolute gem. I love these. I used them anyways. I was a person that did use them back in the day too. So to actually have a set of these in the bag and ready to go is absolutely awesome. Especially being now that Lunsford is no more. Titanium hinge pins for your control arms and your steering blocks, all that stuff. This is going to be really cool. Just one little teeny tiny upgrade that we're going to be putting into the car as we go along. And I don't know why. Somehow these came with the parts lot that I got with the other TC3 in there. But I thought it was really cool, and I'll show you anyways. Check this out. 3-hole low-C Teflon shock pistons. That's awesome. That's just awesome. I'm debating on whether to use those or not, but now I was like, nah, we'll leave those out for right now and just start building on the car. So yeah, these guys here are going to be replacing the ones that are in here. See how these kind of stick a little bit? The red coating, the black coating that they put on these makes them stick a little bit. And what we used to do before these came out was we'd take these and put them in a drill and use a piece of emery cloth and sand the coating off. So it would take just that little teeny tiny bit off, and they would just they're a little sticky. And that packing grease, the back one does pretty good. That one's doing, but see, look, all angles except right there. Now, don't like that. So those are going to come out. These guys are going to go in, and then we're just going to continue on with getting her put together, and hopefully by the time it comes time to put the body on, hopefully I'll have a Stratus body for it. That will be freaking awesome, especially in the box art colors. That would be awesome. That would be absolutely freaking killer. And done by Andy. That's just the topper to the whole thing. So now that's the kit. So what we're going now, oops, let me turn you back up here so you can see my pretty little face. I found something for this car. Now, it's not on this box. It's on the other box that I have up there, which is an older box. On the back of that one, it showed the different speed controls, the LRP speed controls, and then the motors that were used back in the day for them. I found one. Check it out. A Reedy Rage Type R. This is a bone stock. This is the 27 turn, 3-slot, stock motor. Now, this one is actually one of the newer motors. Back when I started racing, you couldn't open these cans. This little tab right here, it has a screw on it just like a modified motor on both sides. Back behind the capacitors there. But so you can rebuild these. These are rebuildable, but they have a locked timing on them. The ones that we had back then, you couldn't do that because where that tab was on either side, on the opposite side over here, it had a pressed in tab that locked the lid in. Period. Done. You're not messing with this. If you want to do your clean the comm, you had to pull all of this head stuff off so that you could get inside there with the arbor and clean the comm up and then redo it. These ones here, being that they're much more rebuildable, you can pull the armature out, put it on a comm lathe, clean them up, do that kind of stuff, which I did have back in the day. And I've been looking at the same exact one that I used to get, and I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. There's a few of them out there, but yeah, I probably won't worry about doing that anyways. That's how I used to make my track money at an event at the track, is I was cutting people's comms in between races. When I wasn't out there running, people were bringing their armatures up to me, and I was cutting their comms for $5 a pop. I come out of there paying for my entry and making gas money to get home on at the same time. That was actually pretty cool. Now this is actually pretty cool. And it's not exactly the one that I want to use in the car, but it will work. But it is still literally, it's open, just like the kit was. It's open, but it's still brand new in the box. This thing, I've never used one before. I never used one of these. In my touring cars, I was using the Cyclone TC from Novak. But being that this thing has never seen a car, wires are completely uncut. Everything is, it's so shiny. Look at that, it's so shiny. You got that, then you got the other motor to battery wire. Because see, these things back then were still just a 3-wire. There's not a 4th wire there, so you had 2 go into the battery and 2 and go to the motor. You had to, on your positive wire, you had to cross this somewhere where you were going to your motor and your battery. And then this one would go to your motor, and this one would go to your battery, I think. I'll have to look at the directions again to refresh my old crusty memory. So, all the other little goodies in here. Got the heat sinks. Cool little heat sinks to put on there. Got the adjustment tool with some more capacitors. 2-sided tape, still sealed in the bag. And this is an actually sealed bag, so that is super cool. The old Schottky diode. Check that out. Isn't that cool? Ready to go. Never been used, never been put on. So I'll probably take the ones that are on that motor off, the capacitors that are on that one, and put some fresh ones on there and just keep those as maybe a spare or something like that. And then put old Schottky on there too. But yeah, freaking cool, man. Still in the box, brand new, never been used. A Virgin Novak speed control. How about that? So, thought it'd be fun. This is pretty big. It's going to take up a lot of room. So, we'll see how it all fits with the servo in there, and this sitting behind the motor, and then the receiver, and then the servo. So it all should fit in there where the way that it's supposed to. It should. This would be in here like this, and this guy would be in here right here. Then you had room for your receiver. Oops, you can't see it. you have room for your receiver, and then your servo gets mounted. You see the holes back here for the servo mount for your steering. So either your receiver ended up on top of the servo, or there was just enough room for you to tuck it in there, maybe on its side, or unless it set down flat if it was small enough. So all our stuff back then was kind of bulky. So we'll see how it works. Oh, that's so good. This is so cool. This is so cool. This is going to work so nice. And it still feels good. The magnets still feel really good in it too. So that's going to be awesome. So, anyways. Oh, what else was I going to say? Wow. Must not have been very important. But it is. Because I need you guys to like, comment, subscribe, share, and go out and have some fun. I did on Saturday. Had a great time. Paying for it now because, you know, getting old. But having fun doing it. I am. I'm really having a lot of fun doing it. It's a nice little bit of therapy for me to kind of keep me into the, you know, the nuttiness of the normal days. And we're finally starting to get back to where getting some normalcy back at work. So I'm able to kind of go out and enjoy my cars a little bit more. And getting a little nutty there for a little while. Because it has been a little bit since I put out that last video on the when I was going tire testing. And it's probably only been about a week, a little bit over a week, I guess. And that's what I've been normally doing, is about around a week. I've been trying to. So, anyways, guys, be good. Go out and have some fun. And we will see you on the next one. Appreciate you all being here. Oh, yeah, we're getting close to being here for a year. I was looking at some of the dates on the early videos, and we're into about the end of the 10th month here. So cool. That's going to be absolutely awesome. I'll try and figure out something to do on the 12th month one there. The 1 year hootie doo, however you want to call it. So go out, have fun, be good, and enjoy yourselves. We will see you on the next one. Thanks.